Tom Rinaldi alongside Desmond Howard on the South Oval here of the OU campus. Preparation?
Yes, sir.
Questionable preparation in terms of the weather right now. But as we look at how these two teams prepare, in a sense, you dance with the one who brought you in. Right now, it's been a two-quarterback dance for the Irish. The question is, can that really continue to work? I know you have big questions about the starter in this game for the Irish.
Yeah, I do. I have some big questions about Everett Golson. He's a young quarterback who's been in and out of games, especially big games this year. When you look at him against Purdue, a home game for Notre Dame, he was pulled in that game for Tommy Rees late in the game because of performance. And then at home again against Michigan, he was pulled early in that game again because of performance. And then the big one at home against Stanford, he was knocked out of that game with a concussion. So young Everett Golson on the road in a hostile environment against a team that's going to test his defense, put points up on the board against his defense, and force Notre Dame's offense to really score some points. I wonder how is he going to react to this type of environment, and is he going to be able to complete and finish the game?
And certainly OU has been dominant here at home under Bob Stoops, but recall they have lost 2 of their last 6 at home, decidedly un-Stoops-like in terms of his tenure. Well, decidedly warmer as we go a little bit farther south for an undefeated matchup, Mississippi State against Alabama. And again, Mississippi State, a huge underdog in this game, according to the experts, more than 3 touchdowns as an underdog. We don't know how much respect they've gotten. What's your biggest question about them?
Well, my biggest question is, can they handle this environment? Of course, they've been playing very well so far. They have a defensive back named Jonathan Banks. He's an excellent cover corner. He can take away half a football field if you allow him to, but Alabama's quarterback, A.J. McCarron, he's playing great football right now, managing the game extremely well. He has not thrown an INT yet, no interceptions. He's getting the ball into the hands of the playmakers, taking advantage of what the defenses are giving him. So I think that's one of the biggest matchups you want to see. They have a young receiver, Alabama does, by the name of Amari Cooper, young kid out of Florida. He's been spectacular so far. I want to see if they're going to try to shut him down by putting Banks on him.
Just seems like the Tide, no matter who graduates and who leaves, always find a way to reload, especially in those skill positions. Well, Florida versus Georgia, the neutral game right now. Florida has managed its way through this incredibly difficult gauntlet, this part of their schedule right now. Certainly a battle for their particular division in the SEC. But as you look at this one, the first time both teams ranked in this game since 2008, your biggest question as you consider whether Florida can continue to manage their way through this part of the schedule?
Well, I think my biggest question right now isn't for Florida, it's for Georgia's offensive line. The last time we saw Georgia in a big game, it was in Columbia, South Carolina against the Gamecocks, and their offensive line was pretty much manhandled by the Gamecocks' defensive line. Jadeveon Clowney and the rest of that front 7 of the Gamecocks, they got after them early, and they kept the pressure on them the whole game. And since that game, they've only played, they had a bye week, and then they played Kentucky. So I don't know if they've had the time to prepare as far as playing a quality opponent to get them ready for the Florida Gators defense, who they brought back Dominique Easley and Jelani Jenkins last week, so they've gotten much stronger on defense.
We heard so much about that freshman running back tandem that now everybody knows as Gershel, have not kept up the production. Last couple of games, no touchdowns, just 146 yards combined. Well, here in Norman, the question is whether the Irish can continue their perfect season and get to 8-0 and continue to build on what has been a storybook season so far. Offense versus defense. We're going to have to see when Blake Bell comes in the Belldozer whether he can make